All right, 4 more examples on the bubble method, and these two look very similar. So we're going to have some fun with these. 2 and 3, 1 and 6, 1, 35, and 5 and 7. Now, chances are normally good that when you're doing these problems, you're not going to use this one. All right, 1 and 35, those are pretty big numbers. And no, probably not going to use them here. However, these are fair game. No idea what we're going to use. I'm really excited to find out. So I'm going to just go and wing it right now and see what I can figure out. I'm going to do the 2 and the 5. That gives me 10. 3 and that gives me 21. Holy cow, first guess. I got 31. Great. So that means the one thing I have to change is that's a negative 31. So if those two are negative, I get my negative 31, which means I have to make each of these negative right there and there. Okay. So that means these are my W's. My 2W pairs up with the negative 5. And my 3W pairs up with the negative 7. Okay, now it's good. It's a good contrast here because now over here it's the same bubbles. 2 and 3. You'd think I'd draw them better, but probably not. And I have 35 and 1, and I have 5 and 7. So same bubbles. Now, I'm going to go ahead and try and mix it up here. This is a negative sign, which means we have to have at least one negative. They're going to be opposite symbols. I'm trying to get a positive 11 out of this. So let me do, hey, over here. Okay, so 2 and 5 give me 10. 3 and 7 give me 21. All right, now that gives me 31 right now, but these two don't multiply to a negative 35 yet. If I were to do this, make that 10 negative, all right, that's going to help me because then it gives me my positive 11 that I'm looking for. The only problem is if I make that negative, I have to make the 5 negative right here. So it's no longer a 5, it's a negative 5. These are my x's. I got my positive 11 right here. So I'm going to go ahead and start by factoring, or start by putting in of numbers. So 2x pairs up with the negative 5. And then my 3x pairs up with the positive 7. Probably the most difficult example we've done so far. Okay. Now, here we go. Smaller numbers should be easier. 2 and 2, 4 and 1, 3 and 5, and then 1 and 15. But like I said, these usually aren't used, but they could be. Now, we have to worry about that being negative, and I'm trying to get a negative 4. So if you don't like negatives, sorry, this is not your problem. I'm going to try this. Let's do 2 and 3. That gives me 6. 2 and 5, that gives me 10, and look at that. If you add them, you get 16, which is not helpful, but if we make this one of them negative, maybe that one, we can get negative 4 out of it. Okay. So I'm going to make that negative. And I'm going to start factoring here. So these are both my x's. 1, 2x pairs up with the negative 5. And the other 2x pairs up with the positive 3. Okay. So that one's in the books. I have 2 and 1. I have 3 and 3. I have 9 and 1. So, I'm trying to get a positive 7, but that's negative. So I have to worry about negatives here, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to try. All right, okay. Of course, I said don't worry about it. And this one, using that bubble, is 2 times 9 is 18. And then 1 times 1 is 1. But that doesn't give me a 7. So, no. Mess that one up. Maybe the same bubble, though. Yeah? Just cross them a little bit. That gives me 2. That gives me 9. Okay. So now I can see it a little bit. If I make that negative, it gives me a positive 7. And if I make the 2 negative, I have to make that 1 negative as well. So here are my n's. Hello, n's. And I'm going to start factoring. So this 2n is paired up with the negative 1. That was kind of confusing. hopefully that makes sense. And then this 1n is paired up with the positive 9. There you go.